Ganesh, first of all, thank you so much for taking time out for us. I'm truly humbled to be talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So the clouds, market in India is really taking off, right? So what are some of the things that you're witnessing, and what is the role that Airtel Business is playing in this market as of now?
Yeah, so I mean, the cloud journey, as I talked about, right? So still there is a lot of white space, right? There is only 30% of the compute which has gone into cloud. The COVID has kind of accelerated that cloud journey. The way I look at it from our own perspective, our own company's perspective. Everybody wants to get the most flexible computing model for them, which is secure and it's cost effective, right? If you look at startups, which are a big consumer of public cloud, they have been on this journey for a longer period of time because they wanted that flexibility, they wanted the ability to grow as their revenue grows. But at some point of time, the public cloud consumption becomes expensive, right? And they are trying to figure out, and it's not predictable in a way, because the minute it's variable, it's not predictable. So you're paying for that variability. Now, if you look at a company like Airtel, we run 80% of our compute on premise, right? We run our own cloud and we use public cloud wherever it's needed. For example, we consume SaaS in public cloud. We consume certain special services which are in public cloud, and most of the other ones, we find that we can run our own cloud effectively. And we feel that these companies, the big companies, will go in that direction. So SMBs will consume cloud using a SaaS model or a most cost-effective model. The startups will find a way to decrease their costs by again going to a mixture of this model, and big companies will take a baby steps, slow steps to make sure that they're not increasing their costs. I think everybody is going to go to a multi-cloud model, which is for sure is going to happen. Their most non-critical workloads will run as SaaS. The next set of workloads, they will move to public cloud, and the next set of workloads, they will move to a core cloud, which either they do this themselves or they trust a partner like Airtel to do it. In this whole demand system, we wanted to figure out where does Airtel fit, right? We figured out that Airtel fits, given the strength we have in infrastructure and connectivity. We fit, and we are a strong Indian brand. We fit in the government space, we fit in the PSU bank space, and we fit in the SMB space. Well, we do work with a lot of enterprise customers as well, but our focus is on this three. It's not that we don't focus on enterprise customers, we also provide services to them. But I think the focus is on the first three.
That's great, Ganesh. So, like you mentioned, there is a lot of adoption across a lot of sectors. But what are some of the unique challenges that you see that this has on the impact that this has on data security and data privacy, for instance?
So, if you look at a government institution or a private bank, there are some well laid out rules for how should a banking application should run. What they can store here inside the country, what they can't store outside the country. If you look at the government cloud also, there are some special restrictions enforced by IT compliance. There is government community cloud compliance. But, a lot of people can adhere to those compliance requirements. We believe that Airtel as a brand signals that we are a very strong Indian brand. We are trusted. We are in an audited industry like telecom. So our strength in complying to local laws and the trust we have built, the biggest thing I would say is the trust we have built by serving these government customers and PSU banks over a large period of time will make us an important choice when they come to deciding cloud. And that's what you're banking on.
You're right there, Ganesh. I mean, while we are on the topic of Make in India, right? The government is really pushing for Digital India initiatives and things like that.
Right.
So what is the role that Airtel Business is playing here, and how are you sort of leveraging your cloud technology and your CDN, services to, for the overall country's growth?
Yeah, I am very excited about this because if you look at it, in India, the front end of India is digitized. During the COVID time, you bought shoes, you bought pizzas, you bought dresses online. You knew exactly where the shoe and pizza was every minute, but we didn't know where our oxygen cylinders were, right? So which means the back end of India is not digitized. The supply chain is not digitized. The factories are not digitized to the extent that the front line is digitized, right? If you look at the data storage today, if you want to do a background checks on somebody, you have all your college records available online. You have your driving records available online. You have your health records available online. So, and this is a journey which is starting. I mean, I was so impressed with the Digi Yatra, right? So you just check in, your face is, and imagine when the country digitizes, we are all going to be very happy because Airtel will be needed, because our connectivity is going to be needed. Our infra is going to be needed because we've got data centers across the country. And if we can, on top of it, bring a really trustworthy, secure storage environment for this data, I think Airtel will be a choice. And we are very excited to be part of this journey. This digitization of India is the biggest opportunity we have got as a telco to participate.
Ganesh, you rightly mentioned that Airtel has a very strong network infrastructure across the country.
Right.
So how does this sort of help you in delivering, reliable, low latency cloud services to customers across the country?
Yeah, so that, I mean, if you look at this, and I'm so excited you guys are asking this question as opposed to give me the revenue progress. I'm so excited to talk about these things. If you look at Airtel's strength, the first strength we have is our market share on mobility. We have 33% market share, that's growing. So more and more customers are consuming their apps on Airtel connection, which is very good. And most of those connections today are on 4G. Actually, pretty much most of them are on 4G. And tomorrow, I'll be hoping that 25% will be 5G very, very soon. So which means you're going to be consuming on a high bandwidth, low latency connection, right? Which brings totally new set of possibilities. If you extend that to, if you're watching a video, and if you're downloading a content, if you're an Airtel customer, the first location you're going to be hitting is your nearest tower, and then from the nearest tower to the nearest data center will be the key. That's the lowest path. That's the shortest path for anybody, right? And as long as that content is available to you there, you will have the best latency. And with the investment we are making in 5G towers, which you probably heard of, and which will be followed by all the data center, because all this will need data center at the edge as well. I think we will cover the whole country. My calculation is that by providing 15 data centers across the country, we could offer a less than 20 milliseconds latency, because it's just kilometer and speed of light. If I make it 40, I can give you a sub 7 millisecond latency. And if I do 120, it is going to be like this is phenomenal. Now, if you combine this latency with the density of devices we could bring and the bandwidth we could bring with 5G, all kinds of things will open up, right? So autonomous vehicles, to drones, to digital delivery of textbooks, to digital healthcare, right? Remote operations of medical procedures. There's just a different game out there when it comes to this. And if you can imagine, right, then this is a favorite story of mine. 4 years before, if you wanted to do a video conference like this, you'll have to go to a special room fitted with a special thing, right? Today, I can do video conference with 50 people on my phone. Imagine 5 years down the road, when 5G proliferates, you will be physically sitting in front of me even though you're in Mumbai. And I think that is where this whole power of 5G will come, and Airtel will be there to provide this. I think this opens up a significant future for all of us.
That was good to know, Ganesh. And of course, I'll be looking forward to that kind of a future technology.
You will get it. You will be physically there in Mumbai and zooming yourself. I think that will happen.
Hopefully. So Ganesh, what are some of the, government is one that you have mentioned. What are some of the key focus areas for Airtel Business as far as the cloud market is concerned?
So I'll break it into products and customer segments, right?
Sure.
The first customer segment is government, followed by PSU banks. Okay? Then there are special industries where data localization is key. There are audited industries like us who will have to locate their data inside India. I think that will be the next focus. And then SMBs who are looking for effective cloud adoption. Wherever the cloud adoption has got a significant video component, data component, the total cost of ownership will always be lower when you combine a telecom and a cloud, because you don't end up paying a lot of egress costs which you end up paying anyway. So that is the customer focus in terms of priority. From a product focus, our first focus will be building this sovereign cloud and private cloud and offering it to India. I think that will be the biggest one. The second one is CDN. Third one is edge compute. I don't think it will become bigger in the next 1 or 2 years, but down the road, when 5G is proliferated and the devices are all over the place, we will have a significant amount of that compute going into edge. And I think as a telco, we are better positioned to serve that, right? And then there will always be hyperscalers who will be needed. There will be public cloud consumption. There's actually going to be a significant percentage of the cloud consumption. There, selectively, we will offer that along with our own services. So that's the way I look at the product dimension and the customer dimension. So the Airtel Vulture product we launched, which is our own data center, our own connectivity, gives them a public cloud, which is easier to consume, cheaper to consume. They can start the cloud journey there. As long as they don't need very special services, I think Airtel Vulture is a great product for SMB customers, and we are beginning to see a lot of resonance for that market. A lot of video editors out there who wants GPU as a service, workstation as a service, which is also available in this platform. Public sector and government space, where the cloud journey is beginning in a way. I'm sure you know this. There is a lot of big projects coming on board. They consume cloud in two ways. One, they are saying, come and build a cloud for me in my premises. I can't take it outside my premises, but I don't want to be in a hardware-driven model. I would rather get that flexibility, but you need to build here. And then if there is any extension I need, I will go to your locations. The second is they're saying, okay, I'm willing to go to a cloud, but I can't go all the way to a public cloud. I need a private cloud because I have data requirements. Both of these is a very interesting area for us. It leverages our strength, which is our strength to build infra. I think a lot of this cloud movement also has to think about how to connect to the cloud. What is the cost of connecting to the cloud? I'm sure you've probably heard of areas where the cost of compute is one portion, but the cost of connectivity, the egress cost, is a significant portion of the cloud compute. So I think with the telecom strength, we can actually bundle a very generous egress cost along with our cloud, because it makes it easier for us to provide that service as an end-to-end service. It brings the total cost of ownership also down. So we are investing heavily into this on-premise private cloud, as well as building sovereign clouds for public sector, government, and PSU man. In that, we already launched our banking cloud, which is basically trained to provide workloads which are fully RBI compliant. They need data localization, they need certain DCDR, they need a near DR, because these are banking applications, right? So that we have launched. We will be launching a government community cloud soon. I think that's the journey we are on. And today, but the most exciting thing is DIKSHA is a validation of the journey we are on.
True.
Right? We got DIKSHA to come to Airtel because our CDN was a differentiator. The fact that we could build this CDN and provide this digital textbooks across the country was the main reason why we were chosen, and it was a tough competition, and I hope you appreciate that. And that kind of validates our journey. So we thought we will use this opportunity to talk to all of you to say, look, we've started on this cloud journey, there is a validation, it's working, so we should love to talk to your customers about it.
Thank you so much, Ganesh. So in conclusion, I'd like to ask, is there something that I missed out on asking, maybe that you'd like to highlight upon?
I would just say, look, we are on a journey to go from a connectivity-led player to a tech-led player, and it's a journey we have started. I think a DIKSHA type of a win validates that we have started on the journey right. That somebody as important as digital distribution of textbooks across the country, they will trust Airtel to do it. It's a big validation of that journey we have started, and that's why we are excited.
Thank you so much for this time, Ganesh. I mean, it gave us so much insight into what Airtel Business is. I'm sure our viewers will also start looking at Airtel Business in a different way, apart from just a network infrastructure provider kind of. Thank you so much, Ganesh. It was wonderful talking. Thank you so much.